Hello and welcome developers. My name is Shay and this is another episode of Shay Develops. In this episode we're going to be continuing our series of Git shorts. And this one may not actually be very short. I'm going to go ahead and give you that forewarning ahead of time. But this is going to be just after you've installed Git and you want to learn how to really use it. Understand what Git's about. We're going to go through the basics of Git and how to use it whenever you first get started there, because as you're using it, you're definitely kind of come into situations where you're just unsure of like what to do in that particular situation. And I'm going to come across many different situations, but in this first series, we're just going to be like, okay, you just installed Git, you want to, run a few commands and check out a branch and start doing Git things with it. So that's what we're going to do in this series. So I've created a index.html and a styles.css, and I've linked it here. And then I've just got some basic content. Hello, welcome to my channel. It's Git testing. My channel, Shay Develops, but this basic episode right here, we're going to be doing a lot of Git testing. Okay, so if we look down here in my terminal, which this is a Git Bash terminal, you can get to the Git Bash in several different ways. I'm doing it through Visual Studio Code, but you can do it by just right-clicking the directory that you want to and saying Git Bash from here, especially if you installed if you don't have that within your right-click setup, it may be something that you missed while installing Git, because you can download the Git Bash with that. All right, so we're going to move on. I said I'm using Git Bash in my terminal, and right now I don't have Git anything connected. I can do Git -- version and see that I'm running version 2.32. But other than that, I have no like Git status. I can't do anything. I have no repository. So in order to start a repository, you got to initialize it. So to do that, we use the command git init. That initializes our empty repository. Go ahead and clear that up. So now that you can see right here on this right side of our directory location, this is main. That is the name of the branch that we currently have checked out. And to see information about the current branch that we're in, we could do something like Git Status. And this tells us the relationship. I'll make this a little bit bigger. This tells us the relationship of our files versus what Git has stored. So right now it says we have two untracked files. It says I don't see these. These are not added. They're just hanging out. Like I don't know what these are. So we want to add that to Git. So in order to do so, we just do Git. Oh, not up there. But down here, we'll do Git add, and then we'll have to use the period notation. That denotes all of our files. And now we can do Git Status again, and we can check out that we have no commits yet. We're on branch main, but the changes that we do have are we have these new files that Git is now looking at. Like, hey, okay, I know what you're talking about there. So if we now commit these files to Git, it'll take and like basically make a copy of them within this commit message, right? So we can move forward with that by doing Git Commit -m. Now that -m is a modifier, meaning we want to extend, or this commit will also have a message extension. If we don't add the -m, it actually opens up your text editor, and you have to write something in the text editor and then save it and then close it. This like just allows us to skip that step. So Git Commit -m, initial commit, and then we can hit enter. Nice, and now we've done our first commit. So we can go Git Status again, and we says we're on branch main, nothing to commit, but we have a working clean tree, which is great. But now we can also do Git Log to look at all the commits that we have, or that we have done, right? So at this state, we have our files, we have our initial commit set up. We have like basically the bottom of the bottom of the tree per se, right? You can think of Git as basically as a tree. There's going to be, you're going to have a base, and then as you move up and you develop more, you're going to be branching out. But then those branches at some point are actually going to come back to the base of the tree. So in some ways where it's like a tree, in other ways it's more like a road system, where you're going to go out and say, hey, I've got this feature, this idea. Well, it may break a lot of what's currently going on in like somebody else's development work, and you don't want to mess that up. So you check out a branch, name it what you want. Now you have your own working tree or working directory, your own working project off of this growing, infrastructure of a highway that you're building through these commits. But you'll always have this one kind of straight path that we'll call like your production, and then you'll also have kind of one that may run parallel to that'll be like your development path. And then most of the time as you're developing, unless the road like just like ends in a dead end and there's nothing that's or that particular part of that project got destroyed or whatever, or nobody's working on it destroyed. That sounds kind of cryptic, but anyway, then that particular road or so may not lead to anywhere and may just lead to a dead end. But usually they're going to come back, to your to your development branch, and then from your development branch to your production branch. So that way you have like a clean working development, clean working production branch, and then so if it breaks on your development branch, you're like, oh, okay, I definitely don't want to push this up. So that was kind of a convoluted way, I feel like, to explain Git, but hopefully you'll understand. We're gonna practice here in a bit. Some exactly what Git is. So we have Git, we're on our branch, and say we want to make a change to our website, right? Because that's what really Git's about. It's about documenting changes. So we'll use Git branch, and this will list out all the branches that you have. But I've only got main, so you can actually type if we do Git branch and then the name of a branch. Say I'm going to do styling updates. That's not the best name, but we'll stick to it for now. And then I can Git branch again, and now you can see I have 3 branches, and then it's highlighted though which one I'm currently on. It's also stated here too. So if I want to get to this other branch, I use the command git checkout, and I'll type in styling updates. Now if you look over here on this right side, let's go ahead and clear. Look over here on the right side of the directory there. I'm now in the directory. Hold on. I'm now in the branch styling updates within our Git repo. So in order to check this out and make sure like this actually works, let's save this. Let's go to our styles and let's make some terrible choices, right? Let's give our body a background color of royal blue, and our H1, let's give it a color of red. Save it. Boom. Yeah, that looks awful on the eyes. Okay. And now we want to say, hey, this is great. This is exactly what we wanted for some reason. And we want to push this up to our main branch, right? Push it back to our main branch. So, because right now we're only working in the styling updates branch. So if we go to Git, well, I guess we use Git Status and see that on branch styling there changes not staged for commit, and modify the styles.css, and it's showing me how I can add it with the git add command that we did earlier, or I can restore back to the previous where there was no content. That would be this command right here, git restore file, where there was no content within our CSS file. But I want to show you like the two differences. And so we can watch our CSS file here, and we can watch our actual page here change as I check out the branches. So you can see that the actual content between them will actually change. So I can do git checkout main, and I'll switch to main. Oh, that's right. Hold on. I'm sorry. I made a huge mistake. Git checkout styling updates. Now that we're back into styling updates, we need to commit this. Otherwise, it did something I wasn't really expecting, where it was keeping the old files, because you could actually take that and then commit those files to the main thing. There's no error proofing here. If you do that, you'll have to revert your commit and then like go back into the right branch that you were wanting to work in. So you have to kind of pay attention of what branch you're actually in and what commands you're running within those branches, right? You see how that right there, you could actually get yourself in a little bit of a sticky situation, but you can also get yourself out of it. Git has ways to get yourself out of it, and I'll show you that probably in a later video though. Anyway, so let's git commit, or actually git add, and then git commit. I want to send it a message of, actually, you know, this time I won't even give it a message. I'll just do git commit, and you'll see right up here it says comment editing, or commit editing. I need to add a message here, so I'll just say update styling changes per customer request or something like that, right? And then I'll just save it and close it. And then now you can still look down here at the bottom, that git commit has completed. And that's the other way to do git commit. So if you like it that way, that's cool. Personally, I like to do the -m modifier to allow that. So now that this is committed, I should be able to switch between branches, and you'll see a definite notice differences between them. So we'll do git checkout main. There we go. That worked just like it. You see all the styles of CSS are gone, and we are back with just this white on black background. But then so your boss or whoever, you like this, you think it's ready to go up, you're ready to push it up, you're ready to connect the two branches, right? So you have your main branch still going, and you want to add your styling updates to your main branch. So in order to do this, we'll use a command called merge, but you have to be in the branch that you want to be merged into, not the branch that you're merging. I wonder if I just said that right, or if I said that in reversed. But anyway, I want to be on the main branch whenever I want to merge the styling update branches into that main branch. In order to do that, we'll just use Git Merge, and then the name of the branch, which is styling, or not styling, CSS, styling updates, and hit enter. And there we go. Now we have quite literally merged the files from the one commit to the next. So we can now do something like git branch, and we still have our styling updates branch, which is fine, or we could go in there and close it whenever we're finished with our repository. However, if this looks terrible, and now your boss or your client or whoever, nobody likes this, and they want you to change it. So they want you to go in here and change this, red. See if I can do this. There we go. And kind of dull it down a little bit, and then take this blue and turn it into this nice gray, and do something similar like that. Well, you need to revert your branch, right? Like, say it's absolutely wrecked everything. You need to quickly move away from that merge. Well, you can Revert Commits. So in order to do this, we'll have to go to Git Log, and I'm just going to do you do Git Log -1, and you'll get the last log item. Otherwise, it may have like lots of logs, and you'll get like get yourself in like where you'll have to close down the terminal and reopen it back up again. But so now we're here. We have this will be our ID of our commit, and this is stating here. This is stating that within the commit that we're in, within the main, the last thing that we did was take that and the styling updates or put the styling updates into the main. So it said update styling changes per customer request. All right. But now the part that we want to pay attention to though is this commit number right here. So I'm going to see if I can't copy this. And then I want to revert this commit. It's as easy as git revert, paste the commit. Oh yeah, you'll need to add a message. Actually, I'm not going to add a message. I'm just going to let it pop up the way it is. Oh, please commit your changes or stash them before you merge aborting. Okay, so you get, oh, that's right, because I've got these stages or these changes that I need to change. There we go. So we'll go back to that because I didn't really mean to make the changes there. If I was going to make the changes, I said I'm going to revert them back, and then I'll make the changes back on the branch or styling updates. All right, so here we go. We're going to do git. Well, actually, I can just hit up on my D-pad. All right, there we go. And now I've reverted them, and you'll see I have this commit message reappearing again, but this time it wrote out the message for me. Update styling changes program. I'm reverting that. Close that. But you see now my styles at CSS, they're gone. This is back to white. I've actually reverted the commit message. It's no longer there. But if I do git log -2, just to show you too that git message, it's still there, but now it's changed a bit. It's within the styling updates, meaning that we haven't pushed it up to main yet. Right here, so we can now go back and git checkout styling updates and go back to that horrible idea that we thought looked great at that one point in time in our lives, right? We've all been there. That's kind of like really how Git is supposed to work. Like you can make these changes without feeling like you're gonna mess something up, so long as you do things in the Git way, which is, you know, check out a branch, make those changes on that branch, commit those files and everything like that, save those files on that branch until it's ready to be moved over. And as long as you do that and you keep with that approach, you know, so that Git is amazing because it, you know, it allows you to revert changes and change things within, you know, a command line, where otherwise some of that information would just be lost, and there would be no way to get that back. All right, so I believe that's where I'm going to end it with the basics. So we understand branches, we've done merging, we have committed, we've added files, we can check the status, the log. Like I said, you reverted it. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it for now. But really, that's not, I mean, unless you're freelancing, you probably don't have, or you're not going to come into it, you know, with just this empty directory that you're building your project out in. You're probably going to have a whole system in React or whatever that you're going to be pulling from the repo. You'll be pulling that repo in and then working from there. So we're actually going to show that in an upcoming series where we're going to actually like grab a project from GitHub, because Git is amazing, but it's not the part that makes it even more amazing. The fact that you can connect it, to GitHub and then share that with a bunch of people. I think that's what makes Git really pretty awesome in that regards. But I'm gonna done rambling. I'll see you guys in the next video. Like I said, we're gonna go even more in depth and Git, and hopefully you guys can learn some stuff. All right, take care. Peace.